medicine, the science and art of healing. Whether an ounce of prevention or a pound of cure, medicine helps strengthen our immunity, heal our wounds, and restores our health when we are sick. But have you ever wondered where it all comes from? Or how the heck we figured out what pill to take for what problem? Well, to understand that, we're going to have to dig a little deeper. For every ailment that exists in nature, there is a remedy hidden in plain sight for the patient observer to reveal. Whether a microbe that lives in soil, a plant that grows on it, or an animal that grows off of that plant, most medicine can be traced back to soil. For most of human history, medicine's been discovered through trial and error, but over time we learned to distinguish between plants with restorative qualities and those of the more poisonous variety. The Egyptian Ebers Papyrus, Indian Atharva Veda, and Chinese Huangdi Neijing catalog this knowledge, detailing nearly 1,000 herbal drugs from over 500 soil-based sources. Everything from animals, mineral salts, and clays, to the leaves, seeds, roots, fruits, bulbs, and bark of plants. While 80% of the world still practices this traditional form of medicine today, advances in chemistry, biology, and radiography have built on this botanical basis, isolating active plant compounds and developing them into drugs, with regulated dosage and reduced side effects. Although many drugs today are made in the lab, 40%, including the top 20 most prescribed, are still derived directly from plants that grow in soil. In the early 19th century, as populations concentrated into cities, poor sanitation drove a rampant spread in disease. Although ancient societies had long been using moldy bread and potent plants like garlic and onions to fight infections, science now allowed us to peer into places never before seen and identify not only the microscopic organisms causing disease, but a host of biochemical weapons effective against them. Soils provided an ideal reservoir for discovery, home to 1/4 of the world's biodiversity, with billions of microscopic organisms in a single teaspoon. Soils are often low-resource environments, and in an effort to outcompete their neighbors, soil microbes have evolved arsenals of antimicrobials of use to modern medicine. In 1928, the first antibiotic, penicillin, was isolated from a common soil fungus, and over the next 60 years we would discover over 100 novel antibiotics, 2/3 of which came from a single class of soil bacteria. But most microbes don't grow so well on a plate in a lab, and once we'd harvested all the low-hanging fruit, we entered a 3-decade drought in antibiotic discovery, until 2015, when scientists turned their attention back to soil. Only this time with novel tools like the iChip and high-throughput metagenomics that allowed them to identify antibiotics and other novel compounds directly in the soil. But just like soil microbes are constantly evolving to keep up with their neighbors, disease-causing pathogens are constantly evolving resistance to even our most potent pills. And mis- and overuse of antibiotics in humans and animals is speeding up the process, posing one of the greatest global threats to human health. Combined with less and less time spent outdoors, the hygiene hypothesis suggests we just may be too clean. That doesn't mean you should start rolling around in the muck, but the science is suggesting we may be over-sanitizing just a tad, and that our reduced exposure to good microbes may be weakening our immune systems and contributing to the rise in chronic disease. At the same time, there's a growing interest in food as medicine and fermented foods. Medically tailored meals are being covered by health insurance programs, gardening and forest bathing are being prescribed to combat depression and anxiety, and scientists are digging deeper into the connections between soil health and human health. But we've only scratched the surface of the soil microcosmos, and there's still much more to explore. The future of your health lies right beneath your feet. Click the link below to get involved.